All right, so I'm going to use one of my favorite Bible studies to paint this picture, which is from Numbers chapter 16. I actually assigned this as homework in a previous episode. So if you did your homework, then this will be a refresher. Korah, he's a Levite, along with two men by the name of Dathan and Abiram. I don't know how to say his name. We're going to call him Abiram. But they challenged Moses and Aaron's leadership because at this time, Moses and Aaron were leading the Israelites. Now, they didn't do this alone. What they did was they gathered 250 prominent Israelite leaders to support their revolt. These were 250 of the most respected and influential men in their community. And they rose up and challenged Moses and Aaron by accusing them of going too far. Because at this time, Moses and Aaron, like, they were the ones who primarily were ministering to God and speaking on behalf of God. Korah and his crew, they pretty much believed that everybody was holy and that the Lord was among all of them. So in their mind, Moses and Aaron, they were exalting themselves above everybody else. Korah and his crew, they decided to reject God's chosen leaders, and they basically tried to elevate themselves by using status, okay, and numbers. Effective. Because what ended up happening is that Korah was able to assemble the entire community against Moses and Aaron. He proposed a test. He proposed a test to see who was really with God. So here's what the test required. It required that Aaron, Korah, and the 250 leaders, they were to offer a sacrifice to God. So while the whole community was positioned against Moses and Aaron for the offering of this sacrifice, God grew so upset that he told Moses and Aaron to separate themselves from the community because he was about to instantly consume them. He was going to take them all out. So now Moses and Aaron, they interceded for the people. They fell on their faces and they pleaded with God. And so ultimately, God told Moses and Aaron to separate the community from Korah and his crew, okay? And so they did as they were told. They did as they were told, and the consequences of this is documented in Numbers chapter 16, verses 31 through 33, and verse 35. Here's what it says. The ground beneath them, talking about Korah and his crew outside of the 250, but Korah and his family, the ground beneath them, it split open. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed them and their households, all Korah's people and all their possessions. They went down alive into Sheol with all that belonged to them. The earth closed over them and they vanished from the assembly. Fire also came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men who were presenting the incense. Do you know what that means for something to be consumed? It means it was destroyed, but not destroyed like damaged, destroyed like put out of existence, caused to cease to exist, to annihilate, to do away with entirely so that nothing remains. Those 250 people no longer existed when God was finished with them. There was no trace of them. And it started because these men followed behind Korah. They followed Korah because he appeared powerful, not because he was righteous or divinely appointed. No, that's not why they followed him. And on top of that, the community, remember the community, they broke away from Moses and Aaron and they followed Korah, Dathan, the other guy, and those 250 influential people. But somehow Moses and Aaron was able to convince the community to break away from those influential people and to come back to them. But if they had not, those people would have probably been consumed as well. This story is so sobering. It's a sobering warning that not every popular voice carries God's approval. Status doesn't equal spiritual authority. It just doesn't. And following the wrong leader, even a prominent one, it can have eternal consequences. Now, I want you to go back and I want you to rule account.